Oh, welcome, folks. This is Will, K-Mac Vintage, coming to you on a what day is it today? Wednesday. Today is April 9th. It's almost 4 p.m. here. That's 5 p.m. Eastern time. Say hello to the doggy back there. There he is. There's Lilo. Right, Lilo? Hey. Uh-huh. Okay. He's down there now. They're making an appearance. Oh, yeah. You need a haircut. Your hair is so long. All right. Go on. Go. Yeah. We go later. Go. Go. Anyway. Yeah, he's got his two toys back there. One is a big bone that he wants to play with. Anyway, yeah. You want me to throw that at you now? That what you want me to do? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah. Okay, but it's not playtime right now. Uh, anyway, um, this is a continuation of the 2CI Part One video. This is Part Two, and I have to say, boy, did this board kick my arse. Um, at first, I plugged it in and it would chime for me, but I would get no video. It would just give me that single pop on the speaker after the memory test or something that it does, and instead of that dual. If you listen carefully when they come on and do their post tests and so forth, you can tell if it's going to work or not. So, and I was getting like a black screen or sometimes a gray screen or sometimes a red screen or green screen or but never what it should. Okay, so doing some research on that, it came up to a lot of people saying change out the actually ADB chip. And if I go to my desk cam, the nice thing with this board is that it can either take the ADB PLC or the DIP I put in the socket because I was testing between the two. And no matter what ADB I put, I was still getting the same thing. Okay. Then I went on to look and see and think, okay, well, because this uses RAM for the video and so forth, let's switch out all of these F245s and I switched them the same thing. By the way, three of my crystals here are in sockets. So you see, they're just in a socket like that. That then I can just pop them in. I've had too many crystals break on me because of the ultrasonic cleaner. So, and especially the 50 megahertz, the 40 here for the new bus, and the 30.240 that is part of the video. So these three, I take them out before I put it into the ultrasonic cleaner. Basically, what that is a 14-pin socket. I leave the 4 pins at the corner, and all the other ones I cut off on the underside. I do have the correct crystal sockets, but the problem is that Apple, when they soldered them in, they went and cut the legs because this is a brand new crystal, and you can see how much longer the legs are. I don't know if you can see it from there, but they're quite a bit longer. You see, so they fit better with the longer legs in the sockets that are specifically made for these, but with the shorter legs, they don't work that well. So anyway, so what did I come to find out? And I mean, I've tried all sorts of different things. I tried booting up with a different ROM to see if it was issues. Although there was a bad ROM chip, but anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Um, then I went through and I even replaced all three of these main chips here: the actually MDU, the RBV, and the CPU with chips from another board that I have, and same issue. And whatever I tried, it was the same problem. Finally, I was like, okay, well, let me just start switching out some of the chips in that, and I should have remembered. Okay, I should have remembered what the issue, how things work on these boards. When you when you have a VIA, the VIA is um, kind of a cop. That it actually directs quite a bit of stuff, and ADB functionality comes to the VIA. So does RTC functionality goes to the VIA. Okay, so there's a lot going on with the VIA chip. Okay, and with the feedback I had or the posts that I read on forums and so forth, of people saying switch out the ADB chip and that solves a lot of your problems. But for me, it did not solve it. Um, I basically went and changed the via first. Okay, after I did all these and these 245s, trying with the different ADBs and that, I went and changed the via. Once I changed the via, it worked. Okay, and that via does do a lot for with ADB. Okay, and with the RTC. So once I changed that, it it gave me that double pop, and then it booted up. Okay, then from there, then would I would get the screen. It would start to boot, and then all of a sudden crash. Okay, so then I took a normal, not a ROMinator, but I just took a ROM. I have a 4 MB ROM here. This one that I this is just a 4 because it's got 2 chips on it. I took this and I flashed the 2CI ROM image onto it. So this is a stock ROM right now. So I put it in and switched this jumper, and um, I got chime. I got a double pop. It booted up, and it booted up all the way. So then that tells me, okay, well, one of these ROM chips is bad then. Okay, so then I started swapping each one of them out individually with another board that I have, and come to find out that ROM number 4 was bad. So I burnt a new one, and I put that here. So it was a combination of two things: the ROM and the VIA chip that gave me the problem. So I'm gonna switch over now to the other screen. You're not gonna see anything right now. I'm gonna slide over to this bench. I'm gonna plug everything in on this board, and you'll see momentarily. And you'll get something on the screen there. So give me a second here. Let me plug everything in. Um, so we should get chime. And in a few seconds, you should hear that double pop. It's coming. Come on. And see, there it went double pop. And now you have image coming up. I do have a cache card installed, so it should go a little bit faster. And this is moving. And there we are. Now this is loading. Hold on, I need the mouse pad. I don't know, working with this through the capture card, this is very slow. Can I go color? Yeah. All right, there we are. We're now color with it. Let me get somewhat of a better image. Okay, so it is booting up. A lot of things on it were fixed. I could run it through and run a snooper right now, but I've got 32 megs on this, and so let's just leave it at that. I mean, we are booting up. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna come back to the bench in a second here. Let me just bring the board back. So this is another 2CI now that I have completed. But then after I got it to boot up and all that, then I went to test out actually Nubus cards, and of course it wasn't seeing my Nubus cards, and so I was like, oh damn, what now? But I know that this crystal here goes bad quite often, so I took one from another board, from that same board that I borrowed these chips from, and luckily I have it in sockets, but you see these legs are so short. Uh, but I'm able, you see that's just a standard socket. So then I can pop that in and it holds and it works. So those three crystals, before I do the ultrasonic cleaner, I'll take them out. Then I also had to switch out over here. I had to, um, the NMI switch wasn't working well. When I push it, nothing would happen and so forth. So I switched it to a new one. We have our battery cell holder here, so I could easily drop one of these in there. Well, then I want to go in. Hmm. You see why? Oh, I think those are bent a little bit. I need to bend those out. But this is a brand new socket. There we go. That's in. So you see, that's the only bad thing about the sockets for the RTCs. But once it's in the board, it's in the board. It's not going to do anything to you. This is the 50. I have a brand new 50 here. So now let me show you what I mean about the legs. We're going to go here to the scope. You see, so here you can see this is a brand new 50. You can see how long these legs are. And then on the one that's been cut, you can see that they really quite a bit shorter. So let's just use the longer one. I'll probably still switch it back to this one, because this one sits flush in the socket. The other one is sitting way too high. Okay. Okay, so overall then now, by once I switched this crystal over, then my Nubis port started working and everything was good with that. I didn't have any problem with that. Is it still raining outside? Oh my God, it's still raining. Wow. It's been somewhat of a rainy day today here, and that's unexpected in April. April is our dry season. So Nubis then started working. Cash slot works because I have four cash cards there that I just recapped, and now they work also. Um, so this board is now done. I'm gonna take off these chips. Well, tomorrow I'll do it. Not today anymore. I need the sun. I'm gonna ultrasonic clean it tomorrow, and then this will be my fourth 2CI that I've done, and that is now. This is a spare board that I can swap out with someone. They send me their bad board. I can send them this one right away, and then I will reload theirs, and it'll become for someone else. Anyway, and also that 2FX I did has also been shipped out now, and that's gone to its owner. I just shipped that out today. But I've got Mark is sending me another 2FX. That's for me to reload for him. He bought one that is battery bombed, and I'm gonna reload that for him. The one thing I still need to do is this still has this edge on it that is put on by JLC. And there we go. So the board done. It's got all the memory in it. Um, there's a 32 megs is sitting in here. The ROMs are there. Everything is here. It looks very dirty still because it's got flux all over the place. It can work with the ATX power supply if I put in the ATX connector and um, 3904 transistor there, and everything is soldered. Everything is well. So I'm happy with this board, guys. So I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all seeing what is here. Sticking around with this. So what I learned from actually this, if you that actually when you're not getting that double ticking noise after the RAM check and everything, and your video is either black or gray or different colors and that, yes, it could be the ADB chip, okay, but if that doesn't do it, your next bet is going to be your actually VIA chip, okay. um, Via ADB, like six of the lines are controlled by the VIA, and they communicate with each other and do different things. The sun is coming in, and there, okay, that's a bit better, nicer there, okay. So the VIA, remember that VIA is a problem. I still need to put in a couple rivets on some of these connectors here, and the video needs one more, and the floppy needs both of them, needs to be put on. Audio and everything works. I already ran tech step on this and everything passed. Tech step on suppose, I mean, it does a strange thing on every single 2CI that I've tested with so far. It gives me an ADB fail, but it tells me that the positive 5 voltage line is a little bit too high for the soft power. And then the other thing it tells me always is that the audio amp left is too high. Every 2CI board I've tested and I've done that on, either the reloaded or the originals, I seem to get that problem with it. So anyway, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to call this board a wrap. This is done now. So nice looking board there. Let me hold it a bit straighter and come there. And it's all fully completed and ready to find a new home. So anyway, thank you folks for watching. Appreciate the time. And if you can, give me a like. If you're not a sub, please try to sub. I've been stuck around the 750 mark for a while. I like to get that up and up to that 800 and even 1,000 if can. Um, what are my next things? I have two more SE30s I need to reload. I have two more 2CIs I want to reload. I have to build a couple things for the store. I gotta build some 16 meg RAM, some programmers, and some 4 megabyte RAM. I have to also I ordered and received my teensy ROMs. That's something for the Commodore, okay? That's it's a cartridge that goes into the back of the Commodore 64 or 128. It's called teensy ROM. I bought 5. I'm building one for myself. The other 4 I'll list on the store for me to sell. So if you're looking for a teensy ROM or you don't know what it is, research it, and if you're wanting one, I'll have some of them available soon. So I got a couple things to build, and I'm gonna take a pause from a reload, build those things, and then I'll go back to reloading. Okay, folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.